Hey everyone. Yeah, I started already with a mistake. Hey everyone, this is Johnny here with MDI. Today we're going to talk about this power station. This power station is about 45 pounds and it's from a company called OUPES. Even though online you see a lot of them call this thing OUPES, but it is OUPES. This is a very powerful power station. It's not like we need it here in the house because we do have gas generator that kicks in 2 seconds right after the power goes out. So we are safe here. However, for filmmaking wise, when you're outdoor and doing any outdoor filmmaking, not necessarily you can find any outlet to be able to do filming and your battery can run out. So we thought about this a little bit, and since we will be doing a bunch of different short films, and potentially a feature film, maybe my last feature film of my life, because I'm getting too old for this kind of crap, then this will be useful because you can use this to light a bunch of different lights, LED lights, whatever light you need. For example, you can use a 600 watt, you can use a 300 watts light on this thing, and it can last 6 hours by lighting that thing by itself. Or you can have that including another 150 and in a 60 watt light to get all three of them. It'll give you about 2 hours of power light. It's very important because when you're outside on the field, and like in the forest or somewhere they have a bunch of trees or water or whatever, and you cannot find the outlet and your battery light can run out, then this is going to be useful for that. So we are talking about this for filmmaking perspective, not for home generator that you can need for power out of place. So let's talk about quickly in the front. You got 4 AC outlet, which you can press this button to turn it on. This is the power button. I can hold it for a few seconds. You turn it on. You can also control it by app. However, the app tells you to press the power button for 5 seconds to activate the connection. No, you use this little button here. I think it's called AIT. Once you press that, you see that flashing light. Either can connect to Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz, or you can connect to Bluetooth. Use Bluetooth unless you want to do update on the firmware that you need to use the Wi-Fi part, but don't worry about that part right now. So this way now you can see it's like 100% power. That means I can run 99 hours if I use our power up 2 7-inch field monitors, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, that's what you can do. So you have the AC plug here that you can use by pressing this button here. You activate them. You can see it's in 99 hours available. And over here is the DC power but that you can use also. 2 USB-C with 140 watts power, which means that you can actually power everything you need by the USB-C. And then there's a 4 USB 3.0 ports available for you to power up. So again, plenty of things to use. Charging your batteries, charging your V-mount batteries or whatever battery you need, or even you want to run the camera through this thing, should be able to do it. Over here on this side, there's also a cigarette lighter that you can actually plug that in to use to charge stuff through the cigarette lighter, or maybe it's input, yeah, charging out, like for camping wise. And then 2 12 volt 3.5 connectors, which is really kind of interesting because I can actually use that already right now for the monitors one time yesterday, and it works really well. It gave me 99 hours of battery life for 2 monitors connected here. So there's plenty of stuff that you can do with this. In the back, you have the power port. You have it also for solar panels if you want to use solar panels based on the Anderson connections type. And also a power switch here in case it can reset or something happen or break the circuits. You can press the button to get it back together. So one thing we have to talk about also is the noise this can produce, because it does have 2 sectioning out here that can have the fan in there. It kicks in when it gets very hot, but noise is not really that bad. For example, right now you can, if we get quiet, you should be able to hear the humidifier in the back behind Nick that's making noise. I'm not sure if you can hear that or not, but that kind of noise will be similar to what's happening with this device. So if you're doing an interview outside the outdoor in a remote area, which is not possible, in my perspective, thinking about most of the time you want to do indoor in a controlled environment. But let's say you do a film shoot and you use this outside in a remote area. You probably want to put this a little bit further away from the camera. That'd be fine. Since we are using directional microphones for shotgun mic and such, so we shouldn't have a problem. Although if it does kick in, you just record. You can actually in post-production, which you don't want to do anyway. In post-production, you use the noise reduction to reduce the noise because it's constant humming noise, so it's easily to remove. But at the same time, just keep that in mind. The do make sound is about 40 decibels space speed, and that's about it. So just keep that in mind. This is the new power station. You can hear the sound, the fan when it kicks in. For filmmaking wise, it's really not bad. If you have it here and you're standing maybe 10 feet away, you should be okay. Of course, the light, if you're gonna put this next to the talent for interviews and such outdoor where there's no electricity, just keep it maybe 10 feet away, you should be okay. If that doesn't work, just a little further away. But most of the time in the jungle, since this sound is very steady and the same humming sound, fan sound, that we can actually easily remove that in post-production. Although we don't want to do that, but you can do that. So it's a pretty cool, decent device, and I'm looking forward to use this in our shoot. We're coming out October 3rd to see how good this will lighting couple lights, and also later on in the future when you use it for feature films, and we're in a remote area where there's no power, this could be handy. So filmmaker, this is something you want to think about, consider this. Price-wise, this is refurbished on eBay. It only costs $550 for this powerful power station. So consider doing that instead of spending $1,000 from DJI, the new DJI 2000. You can just consider getting this. $1,500 safe, and you can use it for another camera. We'll see you next time.